hoodie on, stepping over puddles, full of pain. It's a big storm. All right, enough with the chit chat. Let's get straight into the video. So as you guys can see by the title, today I will be talking about the accident that I got into on May 7th, 2022. Yeah, because these are my evidence, because I have no reason to lie about the situation. And the reason I'm really coming to y'all is because, for one, it's my story to tell. Secondly, I just feel like in the event that that accident happened, I feel like nobody didn't care about my well-being, how I felt, my feelings. Like, none of that was taken into consideration. So it's just like, why should I give a fuck about how anyone else feels? You feel me? So on May 7th, 2022, I was in the back seat. I just came from a spot. We were on our way home. I was mad tired. It was only like 11 o'clock. I was tired, so I rested my head in the back seat. Well, basically I fell asleep, right? So I fell asleep, and the way that I fell asleep, I was on the right side of the car in the back, and I was laying down like this, y'all. Feel me? So you know how, like, in a car, like, front seat, passenger, armrest, right? So when the accident occurred, the impact of the car being hit, I flew into the armrest and I hit my eye. I don't know if you guys can see it. Y'all see that right there? Yeah, that black right there. So, yeah. To my knowledge, I was the only one hurt. Nobody else said they were hurt. None of that, right? So now, the accident happened, and I get up and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Nobody knows what happened. The driver don't know what happened. The passenger don't know what happened. Obviously, I'm sleeping. I don't know what happened. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? They're like, bro, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. So now I'm panicking, because it's just like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm shooken up. My wig flew off. I had a bank closure wig at the time. My wig flew off. And I'm just like, what the hell? The front right of the car got the most impact. So nothing on the right side could have opened. And for some reason, also my left side couldn't open. So we all had to climb through the driver passenger door, which is on the left. So we get out or whatever, and I'm just like, I'm panicking. They're telling me to calm down. I'm just like, what the hell? Mind you, I'm literally 2 minutes from my house. So at this time now, niggas is trying to, like, come up with a master plan of, like, what they're gonna tell the cops, yada yada yada. So we crashed into a parked fire truck, right? So you know the impact was like, a fire truck is literally mad tough. Like, also, at the moment, I was unaware that there was another car involved, which makes no sense to me, because on the accident report, which I'm also gonna, like, indent a picture of the diagram that they put for all cars. It says vehicle 3, which is the fire truck, vehicle 1, which is us, and then vehicle 2, which is the other vehicle. When I realized that there was another car involved in the accident, which is vehicle 2 was literally past the fire truck, past us. So with the diagram, it states that vehicle 2 hit us in the back on the right side, which is what made us fly into the fire truck. Which I don't understand, because if that was the case, then how did vehicle 2 end up in front of us on the left side? But whatever. So when this happens now, the cops finally, before the cops get there, they were trying to coerce me into saying, like, yeah, I was the driver, because, and her reasoning at the time was that she her license was suspended. I'm gonna call the driver Sierra, and I'm gonna call the passenger Kiara. So Sierra was like, oh, my license is suspended, and like we were fake just drinking, so like we're all intoxicated, so we're all gonna go to jail, and your license is the only good one, so you gotta say you were driving so we could be good. So I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that, right? So she's like, bro, like, da 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 da. She's trying to like, obviously she did convince me. So she was like, bro, like, you can't take the full for it. Like, niggas is always in my car. I'm always driving. Niggas, yada yada yada. Like, if you don't say, we're all gonna go to jail. My dumb gullible self at the time was just like, I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna verbally say that I was a driver. So at the time of the police arriving now, I never said a word. Not a peep, mouth never opened. She was like, yeah, she was driving, da 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 da. I didn't say a word. So legally, I never said out my mouth to the cops that I was driving, right? But I also didn't say I wasn't driving. So basically, they're just assuming like, okay, if she said she was driving, whatever the case may be. So now, I didn't even realize what was going on at the time because I was just still like stunned that we were in an accident. So she's like, Shadow, she's asking me like, where's the title for the car? Where's the insurance? All of this. And I'm not even understanding what's going on at the time. She's basically trying to make it seem as though the car was mine, and she's asking me for all this information, and I didn't realize that at the time, right? So that happens, and before the cops also asked for her insurance, which I'm also gonna pull up on the screen without showing her name, just like the top part. I'm gonna block everything out, which, as you can see, the dates are fake because the print is not the same. So she told it to the cops, and the cops took this, and I don't know what they did with it, but it's like, you're checking all of our IDs. First of all, I didn't even have my ID. I didn't have my ID. I just gave them my real name, I think, and they just found it in the system. So the fact that she's saying this is my car, you see my ID, you see the name on the insurance, you see the name on the title, and you're still writing down that I'm the driver, this is my car, and this is all this other stuff, correct? Okay, that happens, and someone for Sierra ends up picking us up or whatever, and I'm just like, no funny shit, like, I did not want to do that. I told you want to do that, so you're gonna have to change that tomorrow, right? So this is what I'm saying to Sierra at the time, and I get home now, and now I'm heated, and in my head I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to Sierra anymore because it's just, I'm not gonna talk to Sierra or Kiara. The next day, I wake up. I have two phones because this was my old phone, so like, you know, messages saved on this. This one just has screenshots from when I took at the time of the accident. So I text Sierra the very next day, and I'm just like, you're gonna have to go change that. I spoke to my family, and they're telling me that here's what's gonna happen, that in the event that they do run everything, being that she had no insurance and I was the driver on the accident report, I will be the one that will suffer. So I'm also gonna put the screenshots of how our conversation went when I did write her that. So you guys can pause it and read it. It's gonna be somewhere on the screen. But I'm just gonna give you guys a gist of how our conversation went and what was said. So basically, yeah, after I said that, she started sending me screenshots of like New York State, what is it called? New York State no fault insurance, whatever the case may be. She's telling me stop being panicky, stop listening to people. She would never intentionally do anything to make anything happen to me, or neither is she gonna sue me. I'm telling her everything that's my family's telling me and what I'm looking at and what I feel like is gonna happen to me based on what's being done. As you can see, these are all the things that she said to me. She said that she would, if anything was to happen, like, only thing that happened would be my insurance. And if I want her to pay for my driver defense, of course, it's $150. She'll do that. Yada, yada, yada. You guys can read it. So, after that, we were still talking about it. And after that, I just had to, like, stop replying because it was just like, girl, it's pointless. And yeah. So after the situation happened and we talked like months later, she was like, oh, I was trying to get in contact with you and you were ignoring me, yada, yada, yada. I just feel like you didn't have my best interest at heart. And I feel like her trying to get in contact with me or texting me, she was just saying nothing. Because I was asking her, did she go to the police station to change the stuff? She's telling me like, yeah, she tried to record and the recording disappeared and all this BS, right? Send me a picture of the accident report. It's the same thing that I have. Everything is my name. I'm the driver and all that stuff, right? So now a few days later, she's texting me. I'm going to put a screenshot. And I just feel like after that situation occurred, why do you feel like I'm going to do you a favor? Like, she wanted me to send her a picture in an Uber, I guess, because probably she was lying to someone saying she's under her way, or she's lying to someone telling them she's in an Uber. Like, girl, we're not friends. Like, that's out of that. So now, as you can see, she texted me June 18th saying I'm wicked. This June 18th is when I received 2 letters in the mail from Ciara and Kiara. Not really from them, but with their names on it. So it says, the above injured party filed a claim with us, which is Ciara, and Kiara, correct? So my thing is that you were going through some type of agency, insurance company, therapy, as she stated, to do what? Because usually when you go to therapy, you get massages and whatever, you're doing that so you can get money from whoever the driver, whoever caused the accident, which is stated on the accident report, me. So you're basically trying to sue me for your car and the accident that you caused, which was just out of this world for me. So when this happened now, I went on Instagram and I started blacking. Okay, my camera died. So, as I was stating before, in the event that this happened, I went on Instagram having my rant because I just feel like in the moment of this, I just feel like it's like you already threw me under the bus and you're still throwing me under the bus? Yeah. When I posted that, Ciara had wrote me, like, she had replied to a few of my stories, like, you're a day room bitch, suck my dick, da-da-da-da, you're a weirdo. So I'm like, you mad at me because you wicked? So she was like, I'm seeking attention, da-da-da-da, nobody trying to sue me, yada, yada, yada. So my thing is that nobody trying to sue me. Why am I receiving letters saying that you guys filed a claim? What is a claim? Okay. So she was like, you couldn't have text me, blase, da-da-da-da, like, and she was like, oh, I'm trying to help you. I was trying to get you to come to therapy too. What is me going to therapy doing for me if I'm the one that supposedly caused the accident? You're not making any sense, right? So the last thing that we left off in this conversation was her saying, wait till Monday on a therapy paper, she's the driver. So you were going to therapy for what? Okay. So now, when this happens, Kiara also texts me like, oh, who is suing you? Blase, ray-tay-tay. And now I start blacking because it's like, I tried to contact the officer who took down the police report multiple times. She dug me. She was just like, she feels as though I'm probably just lying now about who was actually driving. So forth and so forth and so forth. So when I was texting Kiara, I was just like, was I driving? Was I driving? Was I driving? Was I driving? So like she keeps going around the question, and then she finally says, and I recall you definitely saying you were scared and you didn't want to do it, but at the same time you let her say it was you and you never stood on that. I had my ID and you had yours. We both said we weren't taking that. You heard my sister even say you weren't driving. You're not taking that. So I'm just getting tight, because it's like, if you're gonna say something, make sure you're saying all accurate points, all accurate facts. So like, don't no. So I'm like, for one, I never had my ID. And I was just like, yeah, lesson learned, open my mouth next time. So, that was that, and that was the last time I spoke to Kiara, right? So now I think in October, Ciara and I exchanged some more words, and that was because I was texting Ciara and Ciara was not replying to me. So I thought in my head, okay, if I take it to social media, Ciara's gonna reply, which I was really just testing her, which exactly is what happened. So it's like, you're mad day room, because the fact that I was texting you privately and you ignored me, but as soon as I took to social media, that's when you felt like, okay, I gotta reply. Like, so I wrote her like, bitches can reply on IG but not text messages. She was like, oh, fuck you. What am I texting you back for when I've been trying to communicate with you, yada, yada, yada. You weren't trying to communicate with me in a way to help me, because if you were, you would have been got my name taken off the accident report. Correct? Correct. So I felt like I am missing some points. So after the situation did occur, she told me that the real reason, which I'm going to actually put on the screen, was because she had a warrant out and all of this blase. And she was basically just giving me the rundown of like how things like this work, because she has been in situations like this before. So we had that conversation. We were going back and forth, arguing, whatever the case may be. And yeah, that didn't go anywhere, and that was just that. So now on what day is this? Give me 1 second, y'all. I have so much paper. On November 16th, but actually I received this mail on November 4th, was the day before my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I received this mail November 4th, and it is from Geico. There's a claim number, there's a claim amount, and this is actually on behalf of the other party's vehicle, and they want a total of $5,785.47 for the damages that occurred on their car, because the insurance did not cover it. So now they want me to pay out of pocket because I was the driver of the accident, which I wasn't. So I went through many different routes to try to get that resolved. I called Geico. I spoke to different lawyers. I actually went to the courthouse. I did a lot. So the only thing they were really telling me was that, being that I haven't paid anything yet, it's no way I can sue on my own to get that money back. So the only thing that I can do is write a letter to Geico saying that I'm willing to go under oath that I wasn't a driver in a situation, and I'm just waiting for Geico to get back to me. But that's really the moral of the story. Like, that's literally what happened, and I just find it so crazy. Like, bitches is weird. Like, it's no way that was my friend and she could have done that to me. It was actually other things that occurred between all of this, but I'm gonna leave that for another story time, maybe, because if y'all hear, y'all gonna be like, wow. Like, I'm gonna show you guys the TikTok that I made on that exact date. So I also screenshotted the TikTok when the TikTok was made and when it was saved. And then because I feel like people are like gonna be like, I don't know if she's lying or not. I also have a screenshot of the day that I wore the outfit alongside the other party, but I'm not gonna show her face. And then I also have a screenshot of the day the accident occurred, which they all match up to May 7th. And you can see in the video that I was in the back seat. So yeah, that is my dilemma right now. And yeah, just don't get in bitches' cars who can't drive, who don't got no insurance, who don't really got, yeah, I'm not trying to say too much, but yeah, like, that's the moral story.